Welcome to Friday. My stream went down during my intro, so we're gonna take another stab at doing the intro. My name's Tim. This is streaming of my workouts. I'm gonna be doing this for the rest of the year. Started at the beginning of the year. The part in the stream is just to show my transformation, show you kind of my exercise and what it looks like. Uh, One of the things that's different about the transformation I'm doing this year as opposed to others is that I'm not using any sort of supplements. So I'm not taking any, protein powders or shakes. I'm not doing a pre-workout. I'm not doing a creatine. Nothing extra. No BCAAs. Just trying to get all of my nutrients from food and see how far that can take me over the course of a year. I'm not opposed to supplements. If you're taking supplements, great. I don't have any problem with it. I've taken, my share of protein shakes and stuff. But I just want to see if is it really necessary to hit my current goals to be taking a bunch of supplements. Um, the secondary reason is that one of my kids started preschool, and preschool is expensive. Cutting out supplements saves me $100 a month and $1,200 a year. It adds up, and every little bit helps in the current state of the economy. So, yeah. So far, I will say that the biggest drawback to not taking supplements is making sure that I get all of my protein. Um, it's very easy when I have like protein shakes and stuff to get it done. If I'm not, or for some reason I'm like uh, just having a lazy day or not realizing that I didn't get enough, there's not really a way to quickly pound protein. Or there's not always a quick way. There's always eggs and stuff, but even then, I mean, you have to cook them. It's not as fast or easy as just popping in a shake. So that's definitely different. One thing you're not going to see on my Twitch that I started doing is more cardio. This last week, I've done started running again. So yesterday I did a kind of running outside around a lake, which had it's a lot of hills. So my did just roughly over 3 miles yesterday in 32 minutes. So just around a 10 mile average or 10-minute mile average. No, yes, yeah. I want that to get down, but it's the first time I've been, or it's the second time I've been out running. First time I've been out running at this lake since winter, so it's going to be a work in progress. I'm looking forward to it, just getting faster and stronger. It's a lot of fun, especially running on hills. I am pushing a stroller, so there's some added weight there on the hills, which is fun, especially because I did my run the day after leg day, so my legs were already not stoked, and then pushing 35 pounds up a hill was fun, but it's all good. Very excited. Uh, I love running. I love running outside. I get so tired of the treadmill. I'm going to be doing the deadlift first thing. Going to start off warming up with 10. Actually, I'm going to start off warming up with no weight. I'm feeling a little stiff, so I'm going to do a quick warm up. All right, that's enough. Everything's fine. Feeling a little slow today. Just feeling a little stiff. Just really want to make sure I get my form correct. And just focus. I do not want to screw up my back. Do not. Oh, I need to do. I don't think I need to do more stretching, especially after running. I'm very stiff. Hello to whoever just popped in. Just warming up right now. I'll be doing the deadlift today. So that was the 10 pounds, 4.53 kilograms. Now I'm going to 20 pounds, 9.07 kilograms. next up is 40 pounds, 18.14 kilograms. All right. And change them over now to the 50 pounds. All right, so this is going to be the 50 pounds, 22.67 kilograms. All right. Now we're gonna go up to 65 pounds, 29.48 kilograms. All right, this is the 65 pounds, 29.48 kilograms. I'm excited this morning. I'm gonna be taking my kids to soccer. I like Um, I like my kids being in sports. I didn't do a lot of sports when I was a kid. Mostly just did wrestling and taekwondo. So no real team sports. So I'm excited to have my kids be in some team sports. Have some have some fun. When I was a kid, I didn't do team sports. I just did wrestling and taekwondo. And I was so jealous on sports days like at school because kids could wear their uniforms for their teams and stuff. And you have all the guys in baseball uniforms and football uniforms. And like for years, I just didn't have anything. And then like fourth grade, I had a I realized, oh cool, like I'm in a sport now. I can wear my uniform to school. And I didn't think it through because I was a wrestler. And I put my singlet on and I was all excited. And then the second my dad drove off, it hit me how ridiculous it was going to be walking around in a wrestling singlet all day, and what a bad idea it was. That was a fun day. I think I was 11 or like 10. I might have been 10. No, 9. 9. Jay Collins, 1-4 says, "Morning, Tim. I'm getting started on dumbbell work as well." Cool, man. What are you lifting today? What are you working on today? I'm a huge fan of dumbbells. Curls and triceps mainly. Nice, man. Good. I think definitely for curling and triceps, it's very advantageous to use the dumbbells versus the bar. I don't know about you, but when I get tired, I notice like my right arm will start picking up the slack a lot more. And I, focusing on it, make sure it doesn't, and then it's just annoying. So do using dumbbells. Left arm doesn't have a choice. All right. This is my last set of 65 pounds, 29.48 kilograms. If I can nail all 10 next week, I'll be moving up 5 pounds. Well, 10. I'm excited about that. When I'm doing these, my grip is usually what gets tired the most. Or anything else, my grip starts to get like ready to give up on me. What kind of lifting do you do, Jay? Do you do low weight, high reps, or high reps, low weight? Do you have a preference? That was the last set with 65 pounds, 29.48 kilograms. Gonna be going down to 50 pounds, 22.67 kilograms. Jay Collins says, I'm just a novice, to be honest. My main workout is softball and riding bike. I mainly do push-ups, sit-ups, anything I can do with my dumbbells. More so trying to do weights. I can do 3 sets, have 10 reps or so. Well, good, man. I mean, those are all good exercises. Playing softball, riding a bike. Those are good. I guess a lot more than a lot of people do. So, and doing the push-ups and sit-ups, that's good. The I don't know. I think you've seen my stream twice, but um, everything I currently do, I do with dumbbells. So all the exercises you'll see me do, I do have a barbell, but like I said, I really don't care to use it. I feel like um, I just get better exercise with dumbbells. I prefer to do all of my exercises at 10 reps. Um, any exercise I'm doing, and I typically try to, before I move up in weight, I like to be able to do 5 sets of 10 for whatever I'm doing. And a lot of people have different ideas about building muscles, and mine is not the typical view of how to do it. I like doing it the way I do it because, um, in my mindset, muscles are really no good or not really worth having unless you can use them to do like manual labor. And I always have a mindset that I want to be able to go, let's say the economy tanks. I want to know I can go grab a shovel, grab a sledge, go make money all day using my body and be able to jump right into it and not be, you know, the guy out there that's got giant muscles but can't shovel all day. I mean, there's just no point to the giant muscles. No offense. I mean, if you want giant muscles and that's your goal, great. My goal is that I should be able to use all of my muscles, all of my strength to do actual jobs. So, and of course, I do like the aesthetics of looking good, but secondary to just being strong enough to do a day's work and not break down. I spent most of my early jobs doing manual labor, and doesn't pay great, but you feel good when you do it. So Jake Holland says bars I only like for bench press as well. Yeah, as I move up in bench press, right now I'm just doing the 65-pound dumbbells for bench. I tore my pec a couple years ago, so I'm being very gradual with with bench press and putting on more weights. But at a certain point, I am gonna have to get an actual um, bench press set and do it that way, and not just use dumbbells. But it's a little ways off. All right. Shakon says, "I hear you. I worked in a warehouse and factories as well. What do you do currently?" Oh man, currently I am just on dad duty. So um, I am a stay-at-home dad, which is very different from what I ever saw myself doing. But a year and a half before my first child was born, I started my own um, lawn maintenance and tree cutting company. So I was only a year and a half into it when my first kid was born. My wife had all the health benefits, and then she was also bringing in 3 times what I was bringing in. So it made a lot more sense for me to stay home with the kids. Um, and the nice part about owning your own business is I still own all of my equipment. When my kids are older, I can jump back into it versus like my wife's career taking off, 5 to 10 years to raise kids, would have been a pretty big detriment to her career. So it just made more sense. Definitely wasn't something I ever saw myself doing, but it's been an interesting experience raising kids. But so that's my life. I had a lot of jobs though. And I gotta say, working outside and working with my hands is like the best. I spent I spent 4 years working in a casino and managing a slot floor. And when I moved on from that to working outdoors again, like it just felt so much better. And I'm telling you, being your own boss, there's like no, I mean, there's better feelings, but there's not. It feels really good to be your own boss. I love being my own boss. I was always my hardest working employee. I was a manager at different times, and I I found the pace in which I put myself with and the expectations I had for myself were not what a lot of my employees could keep up with. So running my own business and being my own boss was like the best experience. I highly recommend if you're able to ever start your own company, do it. If you're a hard worker. If you're not and you need someone to stand over you, okay. My favorite job for getting in shape was working in a warehouse where we mix seeds for like ranches and stuff. And that was a lot of fun. Jay Collins says, I'm currently delivering medical equipment for a large company, but I'm looking to branch out in new ventures, whether that's in my home business, real estate, CDL, something. That's good, man. Lately, I think about um, running a store. I think it'd be interesting to have a store slightly bigger than like a convenience store. Jay Collins says, I tell people instead of getting a gym membership, get a job at Amazon, FedEx, or UPS. Yeah, my dad worked for UPS for a long time and kept him in good shape for, for years. Eventually, he moved up into management, and I feel like when you get into management, you can start to put on some weight because that's what happened with me. But yeah, he always stayed in good shape, good hustle. But I said I'd like to open a store, but I'd like to open like the old fashioned style general store, not like selling old stuff, but I want the counter to be at the front of the store. I want people to order what they want, go in the back and get it and bring it to them. Um, and maybe have like one or two employees that were all like running and grabbing orders. And the purpose of that is it would cut down on employee theft. Not employee theft, but shoplifting or concerns over shoplifting, and be a little bit more secure. Jay Collins says, a few businesses run like that. A good idea. Yeah. Um, I even think about doing a business like that, but that sells survival gear and rations. And the whole purpose of that would be I would have a surplus of supplies in case anything went bad. So let's say natural disaster, whatever. I have a storehouse of supplies that I will instantly have and not have to worry about disaster. And in the meantime, I don't have to worry about, oh, is my stuff going to be expiring? Because as I sell, I'm getting new stock in. So I never have to do that thing where you like crack open your bucket of survival food and have to eat it because it's going to go bad. I'll just constantly have a fresh stock. And the nice thing about when you own a business and you do something like that in the United States, at least all that stuff is tax deductible. So if you're buying equipment that you need for a business, you can write it off. And then you have the equipment forever. So like I still have all of my tools, but when I purchased them it was for a business, so it was a tax write off. There is a lot of good justifications for a lot of things you can write off legally if you own a business that you yourself may one day appreciate. Like let's say you own the shop and you want it to be a nice shop for your employees. You can set up a say an employee lounge and buy nice couches, buy a nice TV, buy video games, whatever you want, stock your lounge and write it off as it becomes a tax write off. So you've done all this stuff that you like that you may use yourself, but now it's tax deductible. So let's say PlayStation 6 comes out, and instead of going out and eating $600 or $800, whatever the PlayStation 6 will go for, you can buy it for your business and it's a tax write off. So it's not something you can do if you don't have a business. And not advocating for defrauding the government. I mean, for fraud, you do have to use it for business. Jay Collins says definitely good tips. I've heard saying that from other business owners. Yeah, it's the great secret, man. It's the great secret of owning businesses that people just don't know. They think it's all like too stressful or too crazy, and it's not. My first year of my business, first um, I I purchased all my equipment and everything, and my first year of business was only like I think 5 months, 6 or 5 months long before the close of the year. But in that time, in that first like 5 months, I made it from the red to the black to where I was making money. I paid off, made enough money to pay off all my tools, made enough money to cover all of my gas, my expenditures. So it was, you know, technically a financially successful year. In reality, I only made $4.46 um, at the end of the year off that first 6 months, but I did pay off everything. Jay Collins says, "Yep, learn tax code. I'm just getting into using my income to buy assets to then cash flow and then decrease my tax hit." Yeah, I mean that's what all the wealthy do, and this financial people, they figure out how to take advantage of the system, and taking advantage of the system doesn't mean bad. When I first became aware of how crappy taxes were, I was like 20, 23, and I was working for a business, and I got my first uh, bonus check. So I was a district manager for this company, and we got district checks or bonus checks, quarterly bonus checks, and my bonus check combined with my regular paycheck, I'd done the math, and it was going to be like around $10,000, and I was super excited. Like I said, I was 23. I had all these plans in my mind of what I was going to do with that $10,000, and I got my paycheck, and I was like for like 6,400 something, and I just like I was so mad, not mad, but I felt like, oh, the accounting screwed up. Like my check's supposed to be much bigger. And I was on the phone with accounting, looking at the check, and I realized how much I was paying in taxes. And I was paying, paid like 3,700 in taxes, and I was just like, that's insane. I worked so hard for that money, and just to watch $3,000 just disappear. And I was single, living in an apartment, so my tax return was like nothing. So it was just gone. That was devastating. Oh, I wasn't 23. I was 25. I was 25 when that happened. But I'm blessed now. I have kids, I own a house, so I don't. I pay less taxes. I get the tax write-offs from that, so that's nice. I think it's funny when people get upset with the ultra rich and then say like, oh, you're not paying your fair share, like as though because you make $1 billion, it doesn't, like, paying millions of dollars, paying $1 million in taxes still hurts, especially if you or someone like me who has been poor. When you do have money, you don't lose that poor perspective. At least I don't. Like when I go to, let's say, Taco Bell and I buy food, even though I'm making more money than when I was broke and Taco Bell was cheaper, when I look at what I'm paying, I don't want to pay that. It's crazy to pay so much money for something. And I've never had the mindset of like, oh, I make tons of money now, so it's not a big deal to blow it on this. No, like that paying that much bothers me, regardless of how well I'm doing. I haven't lost perspective of the value of the buck. I don't like I don't drop a quarter and not pick it up. I don't drop a penny and not pick it up. If I see a penny on the ground, I pick it up with just as much enthusiasm as when I was a kid. Penny on the ground is a penny. Frugal mindset. I'm the same way. Says Jay Collins. Yeah, it's like I just don't want to adjust. I don't ever want to lose perspective of where I've been. And the hard part is I really want my kids to have that same perspective, but at the same time, I don't want them to have the same experiences of being not having stuff. But that's going to be the important thing of them getting jobs and making their own money when they're older. I'll tell you, there was the year I did taxes, and again, I didn't have kids. I was renting an apartment, so I had nothing really to write off, and I paid 30,000 in taxes. And I was just like, this is insane, especially when you don't feel like you don't really feel like you're getting a bang for your buck from the government. That 30,000 doesn't seem like you're seeing a lot of that back. And it's definitely harder to be charitable when you pay a high amount of taxes. Like it definitely had an effect on me. So it was like I'm already giving so much or having so much taken from me. It's harder to give. You get a little bit more discerning with how much or when you give or who you give money to after you after you get done being robbed by the government. But I also live in California, so our taxes are steeper than a lot of places. And you could say that's just the price of living in a beautiful state. You live in Pennsylvania. So Colin says I live in Pennsylvania. I think we're top three. I think so. I think New York is bad and California is bad. I don't know. I think California is the worst, but I'm not sure. I'd have to look. All right, I am out of time. I gotta get my kids up and get them going. Thanks for hanging out, Collins. Thanks for everyone else. We have a good day and a good weekend. It's Friday. Enjoy your weekend. You too, Collins. Have a good one. God bless you. What's up, Bowser? Right at the end, man. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Bowser. Bye.